Hey, I'm Scott Penfold, and it's another edition of the Loaded Radio podcast, and thanks so much for tuning in for this week. And joining me this week is Monster Truck frontman Jon Harvey. Now, Monster Truck recently teaming up with Kid Rock for the new single Don't Tell Me How to Live, which seems to be getting quite a bit of reaction from people, both positive and negative. So we'll talk about that and find out what's going on with Monster Truck these days. And also, as always, in the second portion of the podcast, I'll be joined by Loaded Radio's own Johnny Rude, live from Las Vegas, Nevada, where we will go over the week that was in hard rock and metal. But as I mentioned, these guys are just one of my favorite Canadian hard rock bands. Just awesome. Hailing from Hamilton, Ontario, Monster Truck have dropped 3 studio albums, a number of EPs, and there is a new studio album set to be coming on the way as well, even some acoustic stuff. So I'm definitely excited to talk about that stuff with this guy here, Jon Harvey, frontman from Monster Truck. Jon, how you doing, man?
Good, great. Everything's awesome.
Everything's awesome?
Yeah, man. I mean, really, what a crazy weekend.
All right, before we get into things, I wanted to ask you, what have you been up to the last little while? Obviously through the pandemic, but what have you been busy with?
Just trying to create as much stuff as I can, man. I did a solo project called J Harvey Inner Demons. It was just because I was by myself all the time. We were all isolating, so I did like a blues project. It's on Bandcamp, and that was cool. Monster Truck collaborated with Blackstone Cherry on a song remotely, and we put that out under the Cherry Truck band. That was awesome. Good friends. Wrote some Monster Truck songs. I did some art prints, dude. My thing was this whole slowdown. I can't take not doing anything.
Yeah, I know.
And everyone's like, relax, dude. And I'm like, no, I want to relax when I'm 60, not when I'm, at the prime of my life. It's an odd thing.
I completely hear you, man. So when's the last time you and Jared and all 4 of you guys actually sat in a room together and worked on some stuff?
It's been a while. It's been a long time. Yeah, I mean, it's been 10 years together. And I think the whole COVID thing gave a lot of people different perspectives on it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, we're like brothers. And right now, this is the Christmas where not all the families getting together at once,
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
It's just how things work. And it's not like we're crazy or we hate each other or anything like that. It's just like sometimes the brother bond that you have when you're 10 years, like literally living together on a bus, like it's the smallest place to live. Yeah. People think it's glamorous, but you're nuts. Okay. Yeah. It's glamorous for the first week. And then after that, it's like, okay, this place is chaos, but it's just been a while. So since we did the acoustic, we did an acoustic EP. Everyone will find out about that down the road. Okay. But that's probably the last time we chilled and like worked together. So, it'll be nice to get back in and get working.
You're mentioning the acoustic EP. Are you allowed to talk about that at all?
Yeah, sure. We did a bunch of our old songs. Well, we did the hits, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
we did all the songs that people know us from, and we did acoustic versions of them, and a couple that people don't know, but they lend themselves to acoustic a little better. There's one new song on it. I have no idea when it's coming out, but it's done. The cover shot and like the whole deal.
Oh, awesome, dude. Has it got a name?
Yeah. No idea. Probably something, who knows? Probably maybe we'll do a Christmas song called Acoustic Christmas. Who knows? But I don't know what the marketing plan is yet. But we did it and we're done it. I mean, that was the thing about COVID, right? I think a lot of bands have a similar story where they just did too much. And now you have to like stagger it out. And like, well, we did that 2 years ago, but
All right. Well, is there a plan for a follow-up to Two Rockers then? Like, is there something?
Oh yeah,
it's
done. So it'll be out. Yeah, we just didn't want to tour without having anything.
Okay.
So, and we didn't want to release something and not be able to tour. It's like this conundrum that COVID made for artists, because if you release something and then don't tour it, you're literally like, it's not a waste, but it's definitely half a waste. You know? Yeah, and we decided, because we didn't have a label or anything like that, we're just going to like hold off on it. So this record's been done for a while. It's mixed and mastered. I love it. I think it's the best record we've ever done.
Really?
It's called Warriors.
Oh, cool, man. Great name.
Yeah. One of the songs is called Warriors. We got a few friends playing guitar on it. We love it. I literally think it's the best thing we've done. I think other guys will agree with me, but we're really looking forward to putting it out and just like, playing.
Is it that same sort of power and, like riff-driven groove that we're used to with Monster Truck?
Absolutely. Awesome. It's exactly what you would expect. It's like True Rockers was a deviation because, I'd be honest with you, I just wanted to see how much ground we could cover. where can we go? Like, can we release something that's a little more commercial than our already commercial sound and see what that does? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a good experiment, but it would have worked better if we had been able to put this record out a year and a half ago.
Sure.
And COVID, without the pandemic, you know what I mean? Because that kind of like spread us out an extra couple of years. And then it looks like we haven't released a record in 3 years when it's been done. Right. So it's a vibe. It's a whole vibe. But yeah, it's way more straight ahead. It sounds like, in my opinion, it should be our it sounds like it should be our third record. It goes in that vein of the first two, a heavy, kind of dirgy at times, sports anthem-y, a little more metal, no more pop songs.
That's good to hear, dude. I'm really happy to hear that. How did you get involved with Kid Rock?
He called us.
He just give you a call out of nowhere?
Well, his manager called our manager, and then our manager gets a hold of me, and he's like, "Hey, guess what? This is it was 2019, I believe, Sofia, Bulgaria. We were out with Deep Purple, and I get this phone call, and I'm like, okay." So we kind of have a quick meeting with the guys, and everyone's like, "Well, yeah, let's do it." And then,
so what was it? Pretty much like Bob Ritchie calls you up, and he's like, "I want to use Don't Tell Me How to Live, and I want to make my own song out of it," kind of a thing.
That was the next step. Like, my manager's like, "Okay, he's going to call you in 10 minutes."
Okay.
I said, "Okay." So he gave me a call, and we chatted about it. And he's like, "Yeah, I want to use this, and I want to do like I did with the, Metallica song or whatever other songs he's done like that, the Skinner and Morn Zevon or whatever. He wants to do something like that." And I'm like, and more like an American Badass thing. And I'm like, okay, well, wicked. I'd love to collaborate with a, crazy superstar artist. That sounds awesome. Like how much can I learn from this guy? Like, how do I figure out how to learn as much as I can during this thing is basically the first thing I was thinking. Like, how do I learn what works for me? And then it was, it just went for months. And then, like I said, 2019, right? We're all, and every once in a while it'd pop up and, "Hey man, check this out. Here's a version. Here's a rough cut of the song. It might change here, it might change there, every 6 to 8 months or so."
Wow.
And then like, in the summer of this year, it's all right, we're going. Like, we're shooting a video. Okay.
So John, you were never actually like in studio for any part of the song, right? They were just using the old tune?
Yeah, we sent stems down there from the original song. So it's still the original like vocal take. I'm like, "You sure you don't want me to sing this again?"
Okay, I was wondering.
Like, "No, everyone loves it. Everyone loves it." I'm like, "I don't know. I think I'm a better singer than I was in 2016. He's like, "Well, if you want to." And I'm like, "Well, listen, if he's saying if you want to, it means it's good enough. So just let it go."
Yeah.
Right. I'm not a stickler for that kind of stuff. I'm not going to, go back and say, "Oh man, I wish." I say that to my girlfriend, but I'm not going to actually take it as a serious stance.
Of course. Right. Now, obviously, some people, for some reason, they're not taking it too well. And now, obviously, you must have expected that with the content of the song.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, I don't hear that much. When I read the lyrics and everything else, I'm like, okay, crap, here we go.
Right.
Like, I couldn't, I thought I was going to like, I don't know. It seemed like a weird thing to me. It felt like, well, it was conflicting because it felt mad and angry, and we're not angry guys. We're like the fun guys. And then I was like, okay, well, this is angry, and I'm like, okay, cool. And even Kid Rock was like, oh, it's kind of mad, but that's the whole thing. The whole thing is to like spice it up and like get mad and things like that.
Yeah.
Started reading through the lyrics and everything else. It's like, I don't know. He's really just kind of talking about himself a lot.
Yeah.
Like any hip hop song would definitely be. Sure. Yeah. I'm the best. This is what I do. And then he says a couple things like snowflakes, and I'm like, well, okay, whatever. That could be taken a weird way, or like, a few little lines here and there. It's a little ruder. I would never. The stuff he says, I'm just like, oh yeah, my mom is gonna hear this song, right. But she's heard it. But it's just one of those things where you read it and you're like, well, he's not really attacking anyone. He's kind of just saying, this is who I am and this is what I do, Yeah. And people are going to take it as an attack. Yeah, of course they are, because everyone wants to feel attacked or feel, I don't know, like they need to fight back or say something all the time now. So he kind of played right into that.
For me, it's not real rock and roll if you're not pissing some people off. Like, where did you guys shoot that video?
At his ranch in Nashville, dude. He's got some stuff. I mean, that wasn't even. Yeah, he's. It's a beautiful place, and we had an amazing time there. Super hospitable. Me and my girlfriend Samara. flew down there and stayed at their house.
Oh, great, man.
Yeah, they were super kind. It was amazing. I woke up in the morning like, hey man, how's it going? But
so were you the only member of the band to go down then?
Yeah, I was the only one that wanted to go down.
What, just that Jared no desire or any of those guys, or
that's up to them. I mean, I found out that they wanted to do it, and I said, well, yeah, I'm going to go if he's going to use it and my voice is in it. I'm going to go be in the video. I mean, like, of course, that's ridiculous. Yeah. And it does. I don't know. I'm not sure if they were into it or not.
Yeah, just talking about some of the backlash. I mean, Danko Jones, he came out pretty vocally about it. Like, what's your thoughts on that? He's a man who's very, very opinionated, as well. So you can kind of expect that he would have said something, but for him to single you out, what do you think of that?
It's pretty well. I don't want this to come across the wrong way, but it feels a little opportunistic to me. Mm-hmm. It also feels like he's a very angry person. I don't subscribe to that, and I'm not an angry person.
No.
And to me, it feels like he kind of gets angry about a lot of things. As far as personal attacks go, I've never met this guy in my life. I have no idea what his values are or what his beliefs are, and nor do I care, because that's his problem and his business. But he went after me, didn't he? But
but
good vibes, good fucking vibes, bud. Like, Jesus. And that's my whole thing about it. The guy is upset because he thinks it promotes hate, and he is getting that out by hating it. It's the most contradictory, hypocritical thing I've ever experienced. But also, a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, he's right. And I'm just like, man, okay. And then next week he'll be mad about, something else James Hetfield did or something else someone else did. It's like, buddy, just simmer down. You got some shit to sort.
Some people are looking for things. And the fact that you're a fellow Canadian band, I suppose he feels that it's an opportunity, right? So
yeah, it's an opportunity. That's the issue I have with it. It's like he could have said nothing and just kept going with his life. But instead, he's putting himself out there and putting that hate out there, and it's creating an opportunity for him. That's super weird to me. But anyways, I hate to be that, like, I don't know, man. I just, that kind of stuff, like, I've never called anyone a piece of shit to their face, I don't think, in real life.
Right.
Like, maybe, but like, dude, like, didn't even use my name, didn't use the band name, and he's saying such harsh things to me personally. I don't know, man. I'm really hurt by that.
I don't think that you should really take it to heart too much, man. I think that, and this is only, again, my opinion, but I think that you're doing what you want to do for a career, and you're doing it very well. Sometimes other people in that same line of work will probably get jealous or pissed off at some of that success. And again, that's only my opinion.
Dude, I don't know. And I feel that, and I get that it has nothing to do with me probably.
No.
Or anything like that, but it's still like it's super offensive. And like, I don't know, like my mom's gonna read that article, like other people are, and like this guy's like really painting me out to be something. He has got no idea what I'm like. He's got no idea what my friends or my family are like. It's some pretty harsh shit.
And I think that we can both put on the record here. You weren't setting out to piss anyone off.
I don't even care if anyone likes it. This is something I did because I wanted to experience what this was. Like, I hate to be selfish about this, folks, but I wanted to go to Kid Rock's ranch and film a video. I wanted to feel what it was like to talk to somebody like that. I wanted to go and do these things and play in this band. This is not about anyone else. Like, it's about me. And to be quite honest, like, that's kind of how I'm going to continue doing it.
The experience of working with Kid Rock. I mean, as a person, how is he as an individual to hang out with, just to be around?
Normal dude, man. He's a normal guy who you walk into his place and like, he's like, hey guys, how's it going? Shaking hands. And then we all made lunch together and ate sandwiches and hung out and watched the news and talked. And like, dude, it's a really chilled atmosphere. This guy knows how to be two people really well.
Yeah.
He knows how to be the outrageous, in your face, shit disturber that is Kid Rock. But who he is on the other side, it's still Kid Rock, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's a normal guy who has does normal things and has normal feelings, and he's it's a really it was a very home kind of atmosphere. He's got moved people down from Michigan that work for him there and everything else. It's pretty awesome, man. The studio is beautiful too.
And that's the thing too, even working in radio, it's that people know what you put out there, and it's black and white. It's just like you're hate or you're good, whatever the opinion of the week is, right? So,
well, yeah, I think man, this isn't the first time that people have hated on Monster Truck. It happens every time we do something now. It's like they hate on us. Like, it's the same thing with this Kid Rock thing. Yeah, okay, there's backlash, but only because there was a public kind of thing. But normally it's like 7 people on the thing that hate it and 180 people that like it. Even when we did things that I didn't like as much, people are still like, this is actually pretty good. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm glad you guys like it. But like, it's the same kind of thing, right? And this is the exact same thing that's happened. But people are they're bringing politics into like whatever it is, it's a song. Are we all songs propaganda now? Are we making that mark now that every song is now propaganda? It's kind of like, it's a weird slope to start mixing art and politics like on that kind of scale that isn't intentional.
It's music. It's meant to as an escape, to feel good, to have fun, to laugh a little, maybe to think a little bit, but it's music. It's an experience.
Right. And it's an opinion. That's all. It's the same thing that Kid Rock's just with the song and these ridiculous lyrics. He's just saying, this is who I am. And in a weird way, like that's what he's always said. This is who I am. So fuck you. I'm not changing myself. And that's what that's the funny part about this whole song. That's what he's saying in the message. And people are like, well, he's promoting something. He's like, well, no, he's just, okay.
Promoting himself.
Yeah, literally. Like, you know, this guy promoting anything but himself ever? Come on, get right. That's the way I kind of look at it. I get the tension. I get the left and right, but we're in Canada. We have a left and right, but there's also like, you know, all those gray area, totally different country. Like it's just mind blowing. Someone actually, this is a funny little tidbit. Someone got upset that I hashtagged America fuck yeah on one of my posts. Like, Canadian band hashtagging America fuck yeah. I'm like, didn't you get and it was just like, people are gonna hate stuff and they're gonna have misplaced pride and things like that all the time. So
people that want to hate, they'll find reasons to do it. You know, back to the truck. When are you guys going to get out there and do some shows again? You think? I mean, is COVID keeping you guys obviously at home right now, homebound?
Well, we have our Ontario stuff coming beginning December. We're doing London, Toronto, to Belleville, and Ottawa over the first weekend of December.
Awesome.
Go to ilovemonstertruck.com for tickets. Mm-hmm. And so that's about 5 shows to end the year. And then I think we're just going to kind of go back into the studio and start working on another album and start figuring out what's going on. I got a record that I'm working on of a band that I'm working on called Vicious Beast. And
how many projects are you working with right now, John? Like you're pretty busy.
I love being busy. It's like, some days I'll wake up and I'll be like, shit, I'm way too busy. And then every other day I wake up happy. So, you know, I like to be working. So I got another project I'm working on that I'll hopefully end up having out by the end of next year. But yeah, lots of stuff down the pipe and the track will keep on moving. And we got a bunch of rescheduled dates in March of next year, in April. And then, I just keep on going.
John, I can't thank you enough for taking the time, dude. I mean,
no worries, man.
I really wanted to give you a chance to have a voice too, because
thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Okay. All right. All the best, John. Take care, man.
All right, take it easy, Scott.
And there he is. There's Jon Harvey, frontman for Monster Truck. And just a great frontman. And Monster Truck, just one of my favorite hard rock bands, man. I just love those guys. Big, angry riffs. So good. And of course, the latest track, the collaboration with Kid Rock, Don't Tell Me How to Live, is out there now. This is now the second portion of the podcast where I am joined by Loaded Radio's own Johnny Rude down there live in Las Vegas. Johnny joining me now. Johnny, how you doing, man? Not really too much to talk about in news.
Pretty good.
The big news is Corpsegrinder from Cannibal Corpse has a solo album coming out. Clown from Slipknot. Like, not really much, dude. You know, I mean, there's just little dribs and drabs. So,
yeah. Okay, cool. What about
Bret Michaels?
No, I don't know about what happened with him.
Bret Michaels offered Heisman Trophy candidate Matt Corral's parents, Liz and former U.S. Marine Peter Corral, a ride on his private plane to catch their son's upcoming game. Now, Liz and Peter Corral are set to arrive in Oxford, Mississippi, to watch Ole Miss host Vanderbilt at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. Yeah, I guess Bret Michaels says, I wanted to surprise the Corrals as they are great family friends. So I guess he let them use his private jet. I didn't know that Bret Michaels had a private jet. I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised by that.
I don't know. Why would he have a private jet?
I don't know. I mean, apparently he owns it and he's letting Matt Corral use it or his family.
I guess he's got a lot of money, Bret Michaels.
Well, I mean, do you think he invested it in the 80s, or because it's not like he's been really like headlining major stadium tours or anything lately? I mean,
no, I think he's diversified. I mean, I haven't looked him up, obviously, but I'm sure he did that Rock of Love. I think he got paid handsomely for that.
Oh, yeah, right.
4 or 5 seasons of that. And then he went on The Apprentice and he won on The Apprentice.
Right.
And
so this is all reality TV money then.
That's what I mean. Obviously, and Poison money too, but not to the extent of what people might think. Yeah, I think he's diversified enough, and it's his band. He owns that band. If he doesn't go on tour, the other guys don't eat.
Oh, really? I thought it was Bobby Dahl's band. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Actually, yeah, okay, yeah. It's believe it or not, it's Ricky Rocket's band. I mean, he put it together, but at the end of the day, Brett owns it because he writes the tunes, he sings the stuff, and if there's no Bret Michaels, there's no Poison.
Yeah, he's the face of it.
Absolutely. And he's again transcended the band with that Rock of Love show that kind of took off, and he developed, celebrities out of that show. And then him going on the Apprentice years ago and winning it. I mean, he's kind of solidified himself as a class celebrity in a sense. He was on that Masked Singer a couple of years ago too. He was the banana.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I think it was Johnny Rotten was I guess revealed to be one of the Masked Singers on that show.
Yeah, but for this season,
I think so. Yeah,
I don't watch
know.
it. So,
yeah.
Johnny Lydon.
Yeah, John Lydon. But getting back to Bret Michaels, though, I mean, how many seasons did he do of that Rock of Love show? Was it, you said like 4 or 5?
Yeah, there was a few, dude.
And there was like Rock Bus or something like that too.
Yeah, there was just a bunch of stuff. And I think he was also the executive producer of it. So it was his brainchild. And so, yeah, he made a good chunk of change from that.
So did he ever actually end up meeting a chick through any of these seasons?
No. It was just a cob fest. Yeah, I know some of them. I've met them, over the years. One of the girls was from Buffalo. I remember seeing Rat in Buffalo, and again in the 2000s. I don't even, anyways, I went there with a couple of friends, and that girl was like the big kind of celeb there, this girl from Buffalo, because she had just, was on Rock of Love. There's another one, Daisy. I think she won the competition. And Daisy De La Hoya, she is the niece of De La Hoya, the boxer guy.
Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar De La Hoya's niece, Daisy De La Hoya. And then
so she's the one who won like a night with Brett's penis or something? Is that what she got?
It was something, yeah, like that. She transcended the whole show with the other girls, and she ended up having the Rock of Love.
I just think it's funny because, I mean, they make it all about love. It's not about love. It's about Brett injecting someone with his
it's all about money. It's all about making money.
Of course.
But putting on a show. But hey, dude, I mean, I watched it. I know a lot of people that watched it because it was a train wreck. But
I bet you he banged every chick on that show. I bet you he did.
I think that was the idea.
Like Flavor Flav, I think, did too. When he did the show.
Flavor Flav. Oh yeah, he was with Stallone's ex.
Oh, that's right. Remember her? Remember Bridget Nielsen? Remember that? I forgot about that relationship.
Oh yeah. And then he lives here, Flavor Flav. I've run into him many times, dude.
Where do you see him, at Albertsons or something? Or
yeah. Getting the daily deals there, Scott.
Getting the deals and that.
But no, I ran into him at Mandalay Bay backstage on stage with, I think Rob Gronkowski was at this event.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was Flow Rider. It was Flow Rider. I was doing some event there, and but I've seen him around, dude. He's just a regular guy, but I think he got arrested recently. I think he did for doing something stupid. So yeah, but yeah, he lives here. So many people have moved here. Just a little footnote to this, since we're talking about Vegas for a second. Mr. Lee, you heard he passed away a few months ago.
Oh, you mean from Lee's Discount Liquor?
Lee's, yeah. And I mean, we're talking Vegas and the West Coast here. They are, that chain is it is the biggest chain here in Las Vegas. So he died about 3.5 months ago. He had cancer. I think he was 79.
Yeah.
Last night, or early this morning, Friday rather, Kenny Lee, his son, got in a car accident and died.
Oh, that's tragic, dude.
Yeah.
Because I know that family was, when I was staying down there in Vegas for that few months, I mean, that family was all over TV. Like everywhere you go, there's a Lee's discount. I mean, I spent a lot of money there, man.
You did. I kept them in business.
I did. But so that's where they're kind of like a Las Vegas. What's the word, John?
They're like, for lack of better words, a landmark. Yeah. And it said, this crash apparently was reported at 10:25 a.m. and it said near the 24 I guess, marker 24 on US Highway 93 between Ely and Wendover. There's nothing out there, dude. It's the middle of nowhere.
I hate to ask this question. Was there liquor involved?
No.
Okay.
That's
okay.
what
I feel like a cob asking that.
Yeah, you think there would be. The guy is an owner of a liquor store, but he knows better. And they have donated millions and millions of dollars, the family, to charities here. They've been around for 30, 40 years.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
But he swerved off his lane and hit a pickup truck. The driver in the pickup truck only sustained minor injuries, but this guy wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And he was the only occupant in his minivan. Wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Just too bad. And it says, impairment was not suspected. And the pickup driver just had minor injuries. He's got a family, wife and kids. It's just a tragic story because his father had just died, and it was all over the news here. Yeah. And then, this happened. I just read it a few hours ago. I was like, oh man, really? But again, if you're not from Vegas, you might not know, but these guys were great. They had the corny billboards, the silly ads.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the business will still remain. I guess it is. Family.
Yeah, it's still a family business. It still will happen. I have one just up the street, which from the house. Yeah. They're all over, but sad story there.
Also, in some news, I guess more news from down your way. Striper frontman Michael Sweet's going to undergo emergency surgery on his right eye for a detached retina. It turns out, John. Now, this isn't. I mean, it sounds like it's okay. It's a little bit of it's something that it's kind of messed up. It can cause peripheral vision loss, and without immediate treatment, a retinal detachment can lead to total vision loss. And Sweet shared the news of this diagnosis on his Instagram. And he's 58 years old. He says, I just saw the eye doctor and I have a detached retina. I'll need emergency surgery on my right eye. And that's called a vitrectomy, John.
Not a vasectomy.
No, a vitrectomy.
Okay.
A lot of time has passed, he says, so I may or may not have normal vision restored. I'm believing that it will be. And I, of course, welcome all prayers I can get. Well, of course. I mean, he is Michael Sweet from Striper. So, but yeah, I mean, that's certainly we hope the best from. We have nothing against Michael. I mean, Striper's a great band. I hope that things work out there for him.
Absolutely. I know someone else who had that was Fitzy from Slash, drummer.
Okay.
He had one and then he had another one, both eyes.
Oh, really?
That's
shit luck.
This is off the top of my head. I vaguely remember, chatting with him and not good, but he's fine. Obviously this is a healable, injury or whatever you'd call it.
Oh, you check this out. You know that the original Iron Mask from the Metal Health album, like the cover, that mask.
Yes.
It went up for auction at Julian's Auctions, and guess how much it scored, man? Just take a wild guess how much it got.
Okay, well, I'm going to go $3.99, but no, I'm kidding. I would say to some super fan, I bet in Japan.
Yeah,
I know a guy in Japan. He is the ultimate Quiet Riot fan, and I met him on a cruise ship for one of those rock things. I bet he was the guy. I would say maybe $30,000,
$50,000, buddy.
Yeah,
for the original mask from Metal Health, from the
paper mache made by the director. We don't know what we're going to do with this video, but put this on, and it became their mascot.
It really did, man. And you're right. It looks like paper mache, this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I sent you the one I took from Barbados. It was pink.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Remember that one? Yeah. The ceramic mask.
Yeah. Julian's Auctions. There was some cool stuff there. I mean, they had guitars, obviously, from Eric Clapton. They had, Elvis Presley. Oh, they had a guitar from Elvis Presley. Amy Winehouse's Fender Stratocaster, and Eddie Van Halen Frankenstrat there was sold for $83,200.
Was it a copy or original?
That was an original. And
how would someone get a hold of that? Eddie's guitar?
I guess he had a few of them.
Okay.
It was an EVH Fender Frankenstrat guitar, stage played by Eddie.
Okay, so what it likely was, it was an endorsed guitar he got made, and he would play them. So so the company would get them back and whatnot. But it's not like something Eddie made himself. He had the original, and then he sent it out to the company, and the company copied his wiring and all that stuff. And that's still cool, dude. If he played it and it was his guitar.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think it's fascinating that someone would pay $50,000 Quiet Riot, the Mental Health mask.
Would you pay 50 grand for a paper mache mask?
No, I would not. But I mean, again, it could be some guy in Asia who's a huge Quiet Riot fan,
Guaranteed.
And he's just loving that Rudy's back in the band right now.
Oh,
and, the really big news, I guess, that really happened just before the week wrapped up, the news that George Corpsegrinder Fisher from Cannibal Corpse is going to be releasing a solo album. And it is, this really taken a lot of people by surprise here, because when you think of Corpsegrinder, you think, deep guttural extreme vocals, fronting Cannibal Corpse. It's going to arrive on February the 4th via Hatebreed singer Jamie Jasta's new label called Perseverance Music Group. And the project was co-produced by Jasta with Nick Belmore, known for Kingdom of Sorrow. And Corpsegrinder says, when Jamie approached me to do this record, I was fired up to get into the studio with Eric Rattan and record the vocals. Eric Rattan, of course, guitar player from Cannibal Corpse, says it's a mix of death metal, thrash, and hardcore, and it sounds heavy as hell. You know what? I kind of would expect it to sound like that. I don't think it would sound like, symphonic metal, or glam metal, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, you wouldn't think that he would, again, transcend and move in a different direction, like all of a sudden put out a Christmas album.
Could you imagine?
Don't think so. So yeah, I guess what you're going to get is what you're going to get, what you expect. Anyways, it could be cool. I bet it'll be a little more diverse if he's playing with different people.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's cool. I mean, hearing what the project that he did with Adam D from Killswitch Engage, the Serpentine Dominion, which was something a bit, it was a departure from Cannibal Corpse, but still it was that, it was that brutality.
Oh, it's heavy.
Which I'm sure you're going to get. I mean, because like you mentioned the Christmas album, I just can't picture George Corpsegrinder Fisher singing, sleigh bells ringing. And are you listening?
No. But what? It would be pretty cool if he did.
Yeah, I can't even bother. Dude, that would just be insane. But yeah, that's pretty big news too. I mean, of course, we cover a lot of this on the daily video recap, which is a new thing we're doing with Loaded Radio right now. We're launching the new video every day now, John. We have the new video.
Great.
Yeah,
that's
just filling people in on the day's events, because I think it's very cool, and I think that people have wanted something like that. So hey, we do the best we can to make people happy, right?
Yeah, I even throw that on too, just to get up to date with all the stuff, the happenings, man. And I think it's a great thing. You just click on it and you can see it visually, you can hear it, and you're chatting.
2-3 minutes, yeah. 2-3 minutes and you're up to date.
Everything up. That's great.
Don't forget to download the Loaded Radio app at loadedradio.com or wherever you get your apps. And as well, check out loadedradio.com for all your hard rock and metal news, 24-hour stream, as well, our podcasts, and so much more, just a click away for you. Thanks as always for tuning in to the Loaded Radio podcast, and we'll talk to you again next week on a whole brand new episode right here on Loaded Radio.
Loaded Radio.